So,
Mr. McLean.
Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Pushor. This communication that was supposed to happen, or maybe not supposed to happen, with the provincial government, the Minister of Environment got notified in March of 2023 or February 2023, long after the May seepage happened. And there was a potential there was something going into the water which would have gone up to the Northwest Territories watershed. And the government of the Northwest Territories is here saying there is an intergovernmental agreement saying that if there is any potential risk to their water, that the government of Alberta had to notify the government of Northwest Territories. How would the minister find this out if your protocols aren't getting to the minister to inform the other governments?
so, as I indicated, the monitoring that was being done in and around the Kearl site had delineated the reach of the contamination. In addition to that, they were testing into the tributaries and both the Firebag and Muskeg rivers, and were finding no indications of contamination in those tributaries nor those rivers. And so at that time, and this will be part of the review and investigation, and very fundamental to it is the veracity of that. But at that time, there was not evidence of impacts into those water bodies.
Thank you. The Minister of Climate Change Canada, Environment and Climate Change Canada, has put forth an idea that we need a joint federal, provincial, Indigenous group to look at how we actually solve this. My opinion at the outset is that the more direct we make this communication, the more direct we make the responsibility for communication, the more on the ground we make the responsibility for the communication, the more accountable that body is going to be. I think we water it down by putting a whole bunch of different bodies in here, but making sure those communities are informed is a must at all points in time. But let me ask our representatives here from Environment and Climate Change Canada, do you think you have the ability, given your current resources, to actually fulfill more consultations with various groups? Because your budget's up 24% in the past 2 years. Money's money, but health is health, and we're going to have to make sure we allocate something to this. But does this lead to a direct solution in your opinion, or is this just more consultation as opposed to direct communication?
Thank you, Chair. I think Minister Guilbeault has made it clear that this issue is a priority at this time for our department. And as you mentioned, he has proposed the creation of a working group that can go to the need for improvements to the notification and monitoring systems. And we are very much looking forward to what will come out of that proposed working group. And at this point, I think it's fair to say that all potential options are on the table for ways to improve going
Thank
forward.
you. The question I have of that is, under your department's oversight, the giant mine in the Northwest Territories is the most toxic site in Canada. So it's not something that I see you having much expertise in at this point in time. My opinion, for this committee's sake, is that this is much more easily dealt with and directly dealt with by the people on the ground dealing with the situation, not from afar. More resources and more paper resources aren't going to solve this. A clear line of communication from the responsible government on the ground is exactly what communities are expecting here, so they know immediately and forthrightly exactly what's happening with their water resources. Thank you. I'll pass the rest of my time here. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.